From one-of-a-kind traditional American street rods, let's move on to something an entire generation is calling the next category of traditional American street rods.
Well, now I said earlier that we're kind of connecting everything to Route 66 today, and I said something along the lines that if you're, my age, you're going to be looking at T-Roadsters and 32 Fords, and if you're 45 years old, you're going to be looking at Camaros and things like this. And I think I got a good example of the Camaro thing, and you are.
Jim Nunley.
Where are you from, Jim?
Chicago, Illinois.
Tell us about your car, please, and start with the make, year, and model.
It's a 67 Camaro. It's a RS car, originally from Los Angeles, California. I got a 496 big block with a 400 turbo with a 430 gear. Car went 1063 at 123 mile an hour on horsepower.
When he says on horsepower, he means no nitrous.
Right, no nitrous.
And I understand you did a lot of the work on the car.
Every bolt, everything to the car.
No, you're not talking about the paint and all that.
Yes.
You did the paint too?
Painted the car in my garage.
Oh, that's great.
Me and my brother here.
Are you a professional at this?
I do it on my own hobby. I've did a few cars, this and that, but I'm mainly into building the motors and see how fast I can get them to go.
So you're a drag racer?
Yes.
Okay. What was the most difficult part in the car?
The frame off. I had it hoisted to the loft of the garage, wire brushing it, getting it clean, and the undercarriage of the car.
Okay. Now, how big are you admitting on the motor?
What's that?
How big are you admitting on the motor?
It's a 496. No lie.
You're admitting that?
That's correct.
Okay, and you ran in the 10s?
Yes, sir. 1063 at 123 mile an hour.
Pretty stout car. Now, you got to start getting an appetite for the 9s now.
Well, the thing of it is the car probably will go 9s with a 250 hit that I have on it, but I really don't want to put a cage in the car or a roll cage because it's original RS car. I don't want to go that far out.
Okay, let me decode that for the non-motorsport audience. Drag strips have certain requirements. The quicker and faster a car is, the more safety requirements there are, like roll cages and things like that. When you start getting down into the 9s, they require roll cages. He's got a car that is a very valuable body and doesn't want to chop it up to put the roll cage in, if I've got it correct.
That's correct.
So you're kind of at the bottom where you can go with it.
Yeah, I'm limited with it. I actually was told I should have put a stock small block in it and take it back to original, but I'm a gearhead and I like to go fast, so...
Right, for a car like this, you should have started with a 6-cylinder automatic and build it, you know what I'm saying,
right? Right. This being the fifth Camaro I've owned, I decided this is a keeper. Once I hoisted it up to the loft and I wire brushed it, not a hole in the whole undercarriage, so I said this is a keeper. And this is about the 5th motor I've had in the car, so it's been small block, 9-to-1 big block, this motor, that motor, and I just get the itch to go racing. And it's like a disease. Once you start racing, nothing else compares.
Well, I'll tell you what, I can sum it up in just these words. Here's a man that knows how to enjoy his car.
As it turns out, this story was more about brotherly love than cars. Watch.
Well, I've got to tell you, folks, this does my heart good. We got a couple of brothers here that apparently work on the cars together. Now, normally I don't do a car that we've already had on the show before, and as I understand it, we've had this Nova on the show last year. However, the enthusiasm of these two guys is a story in and of itself. First of all, you are?
Eric Woodson.
Where are you from, Eric?
Northwest side of Chicago.
Quick thumbnail sketch of your car, please.
Oh, it's a 1966 Chevy too. Went to track with it 3 weeks ago. Car went 1077 at 123. Slung the dry shaft about 100 feet before the traps.
Give me the motor. What have we got in here?
It's a 388 cubic inch small block.
So you're running a small block against your brother's big block?
That's correct.
And you're within, what, a few hundred something?
Well, I got a little help of a button, but...
You got nitrous in it?
Yeah.
Say what?
On nitrous.
So you guys are competitive with each other?
But it's only a 150 horse head, so it's very minimal.
Okay. What I like about this story, though, is that you two guys apparently work on your cars together?
But we're comparing 388 cubic inches to 496 cubic.
You can't stop these guys from being competitive, but I got news for you. Before we went on the air, I saw real love here. You guys love each other.
Yeah.
And working on your cars together?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Life doesn't get much better than that.
No.
This car, when we last refreshed this motor, it was 4 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning. We were putting the motor. We built the motor, had it together, setting it in the car at 4 o'clock in the morning. And the sun come up with the birds chirping. He says, "You ready to quit?" "I'm ready to quit." I says, "No, I want to hear it run." By noon, before noon, we fired the car up on Sunday.
So who's the faster guy here? Come on, who's the older brother?
He's the oldest.
I'm the oldest. He's younger than me, but
So you can't let the kid brother outrun you, right?
well, I build his car with just as much love as I build my own. I got as many hours in his car as I do my own, so we're like in the garage constantly, you know.
Well, I got news for you, my friends. It doesn't get much better than having two brothers that have the same interest and to work together in their cars and compete with each other and still have this kind of affection. You guys are lucky. I don't know if you know it or not.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we can thank that to our uncles that were street racers way back in the 1960s, and we grew up on Elston and Webster in Chicago, which is a street we normally drag race on. Any of the streets of Chicago.
He's kidding, of course.
Any of the streets of Chicago were well known. So.
Well, listen, once again, the story here wasn't so much that Nova's a great car, and of course the Camaro's a great car, but the real story here, in my mind, is the brothers working on their cars together.
Do you see why Bill is so proud of the motorsport community? Our lives are about accomplishment and achievement with just enough competition thrown in to make it interesting, without forgetting how much we care about each other.